The name of the movie is Death by Incarceration. Worse than the death penalty?
Welcome to The Ultimate Penalty, a video exploring the global decline of capital punishment and the rapid rise of death by incarceration. As the scaffold retreats, the permanent cell takes its place. The world is abandoning capital punishment, yet a new ultimate sanction has silently filled the void. We are witnessing the 2024 execution paradox. Record lows meet record highs. Only 15 countries carried out executions for the second year in a row. However, the number of known executions spiked by 32% to over 1,518 individuals, the highest volume in a decade, driven almost entirely by 3 nations. In contrast, 113 nations have fully abolished the death penalty. The United States remains the lone Western outlier. This American exceptionalism is driven by 3 pillars, including the politicization of justice and the legacy of racial hierarchy. Despite retention, the American machinery of death is stalling. New death sentences have plummeted by 85% since the 1990s, hampered by drug shortages, high costs, and exonerations. Life imprisonment is the new global standard. With capital punishment retreating, 183 countries now utilize formal life imprisonment. However, the definition of a life sentence has fractured globally. Globally, there are 3 philosophies of ultimate punishment: the exclusionary bloc, the indeterminate bloc, and the abolitionist bloc. The exclusionary bloc, led by the US, utilizes life without parole, or LWOP, prioritizing absolute retribution. This mechanism explicitly guarantees the offender will die in custody, rejecting the possibility of reform. The UK's whole life order is another mechanism in this bloc. Unlike standard mandatory life, the parole board is entirely bypassed, and the prisoner will never be considered for release. The criteria for the whole life order are expanding. From 0 prisoners in 1982, there are now over 74, as legal criteria progressively widen the net of permanent exclusion. This exclusionary philosophy conflicts with the legal right to hope. The European Court of Human Rights has ruled that irreducible, whole-life sentences are fundamentally inhumane and degrading. Conversely, the abolitionist bloc, exemplified by Norway, operates under the, quote, principle of normality. Punishment is solely the deprivation of liberty, with the state legally bound to facilitate eventual reintegration. This presents the paradox of modern penal progress. The global abolition of the death penalty is a triumph for human rights, yet it carries a silent risk: the normalization of LWOP as a palatable, humane alternative. The arc of justice has moved away from the state's right to kill. The challenge now is reconciling society's demand for permanent public protection with the fundamental human requirement for hope.